So let's start our session today on CRM capabilities of Dynamics 365 Business Central ERP. So my name is Takshila Vikramasinghe. I'm the Business Development Manager of SoftServe. So I'm coming with a sales and marketing background, and today I'm speaking with my experience using this CRM module on the ERP. So I'm talking as a not as a functional consultant, but as a user on CRM. The functionalities that I'm using right now. So if you have any questions, you can just raise when I'm doing the session, and our moderator will take those questions at the end of the session. So today's agenda, I will be covering the contact creation on CRM, the customer creation, the task management, sales cycle, and how we understand what a sales cycle is, and then the opportunity management, preparation of sales quotations, and some reports on the CRM. If the time permits, I will also touch on campaign creation part of it as well. But let's see how the session goes today. So let me go into the system now. So some of you all who have been with us on our previous seminars, I'm sure that you understand what Business Central is and what's the look and feel of the solution. So right now I'm on Business Central, the web client, and this is my desktop. This is my role center, what you're looking at. So as a salesperson, managing my sales, day-to-day sales work, this is the screen I am day to day I'm working on. So as soon as you log in, you can see this headline, and I can see certain functionalities which are very specific to me, specific to my job role. So when you go in detail on the role center, you can see my day-to-day activities. One of the key tasks I'm doing on my day-to-day job is making calls. I do calls, I do call calling, I do follow-up calls, a lot of calls, and sending emails. That is my one of my key job functions. So as you can see, I have in this dashboard the number of calls I've made so far during the day, and the number of calls from those calls, how many number of calls have been qualified, and number of calls not qualified. So when I'm making a call to the customer, maybe on the first call or so, I'm trying to understand whether they have a requirement. So if they have a requirement, then I make it a qualified contact. So when you do that, those things will come and fall into these buckets. Then the next thing is, this is one of the key insights. As salespeople, we all know, everybody talk about funnel, sales funnel. So this is the funnel that main thing. So in a funnel, you can see this funnel is based on the sales cycle that we have created for our company specific requirement. So you can see in our sales funnel, there's initial discussion, then the understanding, that is requirement gathering, then we do a product demonstration, then we have the proposals and quotation stage, then the final stage, that is when we do negotiations and sign the final contract, and we get the official purchase order from the customer. So in these each of these stage, we have at any given time, we know number of opportunities in each stage. So when you go one by one, you can see there are 7 opportunities in the initial stage, 2 opportunities in the understanding, that is requirement gathering stage, number of demos, the number of proposals we have sent so far. So the whole opportunities have been divided in the funnel. So at the bottom of the funnel, where the number of opportunities that stays in the bottom of the funnel are the qualified, that is opportunities which we can use for our decision making to speed up that that stage, speed up the signing of the contract or getting the PO, that activities that we need to do. So in this stage, people the system helps us to understand this much of opportunities are there for us to go to our target. We all have a sales target, so we know at which stage what are the things we need to do. Sorry for that. Sorry about that, guys. Some technical errors. Sorry. So then we can see some other aspects, some insights I have on my day-to-day activities. See, these are the number of contacts I have, the company contacts. So in CRM, you have the contacts, you have the customer. So customer means the corporate. So one customer may have, a number of contacts, different people in different level of the company. So you can see I have 170 company contacts and I have 371 person contacts. And there's no duplicates. If there's any duplication, that also I can see from here. Then when it comes to my opportunities, there are 34 open opportunities. That means the opportunities that we are working on right now. It can be in different stages, but we are working on these. And the opportunities that is due in 7 days. That means it can be, we set up dates. We have when on our opportunity card, there are days that we can set the due date, the closure date, approximate closure date, or to do the next activity, what is the we assume. So all those things are there on the system. So when we create that, the system will alert us and tell us, look here, within next 14 days you need to do this in this particular opportunity. So that is what it is shown. Then overdue opportunities. When we set up a approximate closure date, if we pass that date without nothing happens there and it is just on hold, or the customer is dragging the decision, so those things system will alert us and tell us this number of days, this number of opportunities are overdue. So we need to speed up the process. We have to see the way how we can do, maybe give some additional discount, or see how we can talk to the senior management and do some kind of a meeting or something like that. So those kind of decisions will be accelerated at this stage if you look at the overdue opportunities. And closed opportunities, that is where when we have signed the contract with the customer, we have got the purchase order from the customer, and then we close the opportunity, and on the CRM we convert it to a sale. So once that happens, when we close the opportunity and the customer becomes our sale, what happens is it will go to the next stage of the ERP. That is where the sales invoice and all the financial back office operation starts. So this is actually what I am doing, showing you here is the pre-sale part of it. So on a CRM, customer relationship management, there are two parts. That is the pre-sale and the post-sale. Post-sale, what happens is the service part. If you have any service contracts, periodic services, the annual maintenance contracts, something like that. You may have support help desk. All those operations are covered under service management module, which is also a part of CRM. So the today's focus is purely on the pre-sale part. Before we can get a customer into our into our sales list, what are the things that we do to convert that customer into a sale. Then you can see when it comes to the sales, you can see number of open quotations, sales orders, and active campaigns. Campaign is I will, if the time permits, I'll have a small session and show you how the campaign works as well. So this is the role center I have been explaining right now. So then if you go to this tabs, you can see there are a few tabs here. I will take you through one by one just to give you the understanding on the master files. So here are this is the contacts. When you go to contacts, you have the contact list. So you can see there's a coding number, serial numbers are maintained, number series. You can maintain any number of information at this level. Is a salesperson, there may be sometimes if it's immediately, if you want to see their mobile number or something, when you just log into the system, and if you want to talk to them directly, you can have the number, email address. So all those things, this is the contact list. Then if you go to the customer, so customer is the company. So this is the company. So each company will have the contacts associated with the company. So if you take this company, when you go inside and you go to contact, navigate and you go to contact, you can see the number of contacts associated with that company. So with their designations, the contact numbers, everything you can maintain. Either you can first create a person contact, and then you can associate it with the company, or else you can first create a company. Normally, when you do cold calls, what we do is we find a company and then we find a contact there. We do a general line call and find who's the person who's handling whatever the product or service that we do, and we talk to that person, and those things we add once the company is added. Or else sometimes you may get a lead from one of your colleagues saying that, look here, this particular person, they said they have this kind of a requirement, why don't you call them? So he might give you the contact number and the name, so you can create the name and the contact number, and then once you talk to that person, you get the company details and all that. Then you can, after creating the contact, you can create a company and associate the contact to that company. So that is also possible. Then other tab is the opportunities. So opportunities is where you call the customer. This is the opportunity list. And yeah. So this is the opportunity list. So when until you do certain tasks, you don't know whether these people will have a requirement or not. So at a point, you will know that this contact person tells you that yes, we are looking for something like this. We have the need. So we know that okay, they are looking for this particular product. So they have an opportunity there. So then we can create the contact into an opportunity. So after that, there's an opportunity. Inside opportunity, there's a sales cycle that a company follows. Right. So I'm just taking you through the initial steps, and then I'll take you through, one contact. I'll take it through the process. So then the opportunity is created. Inside the opportunity, you can see the sales cycle. So this is so different companies have different sales cycle. For example, now in my case, I am into projects, ERP solutions. So in our case, we have a sales stage where we do initial requirement gathering. So when we do initial meeting, we know that from the sales cycle, it's about 5% we have come to a stage. Then when we do a requirement gathering, we know it's about 10%. Then when we do a demo and with the customer's feedback, we have understanding of when we do a demo means it's about 30% on the sales cycle has been reached. So likewise, different companies have different stages on the sales cycle. So when you have opportunity, that opportunity goes through the sales cycle. So this is these are the sales cycle stages. This is a standard sales cycle. So as per your requirement, we can set up your sales cycle on the system. You can have different sales cycle as well. If it's a small company where the decision making doesn't take that long, so you can have a short sales cycle and create it, and you can, when the opportunity is created, you can assign to that sales cycle. But if it's a long term and you see there's a lot of work needs to be done to close that deal, so you will have a different sales cycle for that, a long sales cycle where the percentage will be defined based on the each stage. So, but however, this is being given by the management. It's not decided by the sales team normally. The management gives you, this is how, because I mean, a salesperson, we know by understanding our gut feeling, we know this is at this stage, but still it's the management decision how they will define this percentage to each stage. Because end of the day, once at least when you're reaching this, 80% or so, you have to be in a position where you know that this deal will come to a closer at any point of time. So that's the understanding that sales cycle gives you. So as I mentioned, you can have any number of sales cycles depending on your customer group, maybe the customer segment, different way that you can have your sales cycle based on your company requirement. So that's the sales cycle. Then we can create our sales people on the system, right? Then the sales team. Now, for example, in our case, we have admin team, we have marketing team, there's a pre-sale team. So when we do a demo, we need to allocate the meeting to our pre-sale team also, because their time also needed to do a pre-sale demo. So these are the main tabs. So with that, I'll take you through a kind of a process, say CRM process. So if you have any questions so far, you can just raise now, and I'll start taking you through a data. I'll do some data entry and show you how the system works. Is there any questions? Okay. So now I'll go to a customer first, right? So these are the companies we have. Right? When you go to a customer card, so this is the customer card. This is the company card. So here when you create a customer, you can have your own, because in different companies the information they want to know about the customer is different. So in certain companies they want to know the size of the company by the number of employees, right? And maybe the industry, what kind of industry they are coming from, right? So at the customer card, when you're creating the customer card also, you can have these are the standard fields we have on the system, but as per the customer requirement, as per your salesperson, sales people's requirement, we can add any number of fields here to kind of because when you do those segmenting, what happens is it's easier for us to define certain campaigns, to do the customer grouping in certain when you do certain promotions. So to facilitate that, you can have any number of information, you can record it here. You may want to know the customer's industry, whether it's a medium size organization, small business, or enterprise organization, whether it's an NGO. So all those things you can record it here. So you can even if you want to add from which industry they are coming from, all those information, and any specific invoicing related information also you can record it here, right? Then if you need to create a contact for this now you have created the customer and you need to create a contact, so you can just go to new and create a contact person. So this is the person. So you can enter all the details that you need to enter about this person, his organization level, whether it's the MD, director, all those things you can select. And there is mobile numbers, direct contact numbers, all those things you can record it from here. So the contact had been created under the customer. So now we are on the contact. These are the contacts. This is the company contact. These are the person contacts. So if you take the customer account, customer card, if you now there are two ways where the quotation or the opportunity creates. Now some customers you may have you need to take them through the sales cycle, but some customers when you call them they just ask you to send a quotation. I want to know the pricing, how it works, just send me a quotation. So in that case here itself you can do that also. You can create contact quotations, right? Sales quotes. You can go to process and you can create a sales quotation and just share with them. So you can create a new and I will show you the sales quotation at the end. But here, I mean, if customer just asks you to do a quotation without going through all the sales cycle, because a lot of customers ask, I mean, going through all that, they want to know what's the pricing is. So you can give a standard quotation to them. So that is also possible at this level. When you're creating the customer, you just create a quotation also and give them. Or else now see I have created the customer, and when I go to the contacts, I have the contact. Right, so this is the contact of this customer. Now this particular contact, now as a salesperson, I am receiving this David Hodgson is the person I need to contact in this company. So now as a manager, sometimes I will not go and directly talk to the customer. I have people who are under me where I can assign them to talk to this customer. You as a manager, sometimes you may directly make the call, or you can assign a activity, assign a task to your team members to do the call to this customer. So that is where when you go to in the customer card, there is navigate option. The navigate option, you have task. So this is where the task comes into play. So what do you mean by a task is, you know, there are many activities that you do to qualify a lead to opportunity, qualify a customer contact to an opportunity. So here what you do is, either you may do the task by yourself, or you will assign it to somebody else. So if you at any given time, if you take a customer, you will know what are the things, what are the activities that have been done to convert that contact into a customer. So when you go to create task, right? So this is the task card, right? You just select, there are 3 activities, tasks that we can do. We either call the customer, we send an email to the customer, or meet the customer. So if I want my salesperson to meet this person, I will just select who the salesperson is, right? And I want him to go and meet him. Meet and discuss requirements. So I can assign the start date. Maybe I have taken the appointment, customer has asked us to come and meet them on this particular day, right? And start time, you can say 10 a.m., right? 30 minutes. Then I can set up the priority level, which is a high priority, right? And it's not started yet. And I send it, whether it's the first time we are meeting them, I can set that also, whether it's the first call we are making, right? And we say okay. So when I do that, if I assign it to somebody else, it will go to that particular person's role center task activities. So he will see that his manager has sent me a task to do. I have to go and meet this customer. So similarly, you can create tasks to make your even for yourself. I'm going to take this call. I'm going to take a call to this customer on this particular day, right? And regarding, so it can be a follow-up call. Today I made a call and I'm going to follow this up on the next day. He asked me to call in 7 days time. So I'm going to create that, and I'll just put okay. I can put some here it doesn't show, but even in the, yes, there's status. But other than that, we can have a place where we can kind of jot down the current status. I spoke to this person, he said he's busy today, asked to call me on 7 days time. So that I can record it here. We can give a field here where we can record that as well, the current status. So likewise, you can assign any number of data at this stage, and you can create tasks. So what happens is, when you do this task management, at any given time, you will know the amount of effort as a salesperson, amount of effort that you put in to make a contact to create into a customer in the sense into a sale. So because what happens is some people think that when you have a CRM and you have a lot of data to enter and it's just to monitor whether we are working or not like that. So the perception you need to have is that this is there to show the effort that we are taking to get a sale. It's not just you just make a call and customer gives us the deal the next day. Sometimes a certain sales cycle, sometimes you have to call the customer about 2-3 times a day, 2-3 times a week, sometimes months and months. You just have to go behind the customer, follow up, and so many things you need to do. So if you record those, not only for your record, but even your management can see this person has put a lot of effort in getting this deal for the company. So that is how we need to look at it. So it may take a little bit of time to get used to this task management part, but I feel it's a really good tool for us to understand the even if you call a customer and if he doesn't answer, that should be recorded that I did make the call today. So that way keeps a record of our effort on the system. So that is how the task management works. And then now I have created a lot of tasks, right? And this particular company, I'll go into the company now. After I speak to the people, I understood that they have a opportunity in the company. So now this contact, I need to this company, I have to create an opportunity for the company. So I know that they have a requirement. So I may convert them into a opportunity card. So when you go into, as soon as you click the create opportunity, you will go into the opportunity card. So this opportunity card will be connected with our sales cycle. I told you we can have different sales cycle. So as per the customer, when you talk to the customer, you will understand it will take a long term or short term. So based on that, you can assign the sales cycle to this opportunity card. So on the description, you can say they have this dynamics CRM requirement is there for the customer. Right? And yeah, I can if it's my sale, I can do it. If I'm the manager and I'm assigning this opportunity to somebody, that also can be done. Then the sales cycle code. So whether it's so here we are connecting the sales cycle. I think this is a large account. So I will say that existing customer large account. It's a large account. That's the cycle that I'm going to use for this particular customer. Then the competitors. So you may have different competitors. You can say X, Y, Z. You can. These are things you maintain for your recording purpose, and at a given time you can generate records. Also, you will know like who are the biggest competition you have in the market. So to analyze this, you will, if you record these things, it will be easy for you to get those report and those analysis done. Then the competing product. So when you talk to the customer says, I'm not only looking at Dynamics CRM, I'm looking at some other CRMs also. So if it's a new product that you haven't known before, if it's not listed, you can create it new, or else you can just and say Salesforce is there already. So then the decision maker. So the company, the customer says here our MD is making the decision. So you can try the name or their designation, whatever. And then at this stage you will know. Now in my case, I know if the customer says it's 5 users requirement, then I have an understanding. Okay, this kind of a requirement, it will cost around $10,000. So that kind of estimate you can put it here. Then the marketing source. Here also, marketing source is this customer, how we have found this opportunity. So here it can be either through you do a Google search. or maybe a customer who has seen you on the seen your website and contacted you directly, either from your internal reference, outsource. All those lists you can add here. Just put those lists here, and accordingly, at any given time, you will know from which source you are generating the leads mostly. Maybe it's through your website, maybe through your LinkedIn, or people have done Google search a lot and they have found the company. So all those things can be, if you record it at this stage, then it will be easy for you to analyze at a later stage. Then the opportunity type. Here also opportunity type means if you have a product, whether it's a service, whether it's a product, or do you have different opportunities. It's just a service. We just need to do some implementation. Or if it's a product, you can say whether it's a cloud-based, in our case it's a cloud solution, on-premise solution. Likewise, we can create the opportunity type. So based on your specific requirement, we can create the opportunity type here. Then the solution type, whether it's on-prem, cloud in our case. In your case also, you can have the whatever the product, if it's a a bundled product, a single product, something like that. Solution type also. This is kind of based on your requirement, we can change those. Then what happens is, now you have created the opportunity card. Now we have to activate the first stage in the sales cycle. Now there's a in the first meeting is there, then there's a sales cycle in my large account sales cycle. So I have to activate the stage first. So when you activate the first stage, what happens is it will be added here. So initial stage is activated right now. So we have gone and met the customer, we did some discussion. So that stage is completed. If we want to update now this particular stage, you need to update the status. So you can just go to the process and say update, and you can you just select update from here also, and then you put the you can have estimate value. Similarly, at this stage we don't know, we haven't given a quotation yet, so we put a approximate value and chance of success. Now we do the first meeting, we have understanding this will be, I think we have a 25% chance there to close this deal, or for the opportunity is there. So if you feel it's not the case, you can change it also, right? And the estimated closure date. So when you talk to the customer says we are going to go for the system in next financial year. Okay, that means it will take about 6 more months, right? So we'll select a date. So it will take 6 more months. So that's the closure. This is the sales. We know about 6 months time this sales will close. Right? So the initial stage had been updated. I have updated the dates and all. Then again, now after initial stage, it will move. We have understanding now. It will go to the next stage. Right? Next stage is understanding. So initial discussion, they have asked us to do a detailed requirement gathering. So now we are in the next stage. Right? On the next stage, we can see the date change. That is when we are going to do this requirement gathering. Right? So we'll say we are going to do the requirement gathering on this date. Okay. So now the requirement gathering date has been fixed. So we do the requirement gathering on this particular day. Then we come to the opportunity card. So once the date, this is just one instance of one customer. Now we are going through the sales cycle. Again, we are going to go to the next stage now. Now we did the requirement gathering, and now we are going to do the presentation. So at the presentation stage, we know it's about 60%. We have a chance of getting this sale. So say we'll do the demo on November, right? So March is the date. That is the sales closing date. So now, okay. So now we are on the product presentation stage. Now, if we want to, now the next stage is the quotation stage, right? So to go to that quotation stage, there's action we need to take. We haven't done the quotation yet. So we need to do the quotation and come back. So here's the sales quote. So now at this stage, we have done the requirement gathering. We have to do the sales quote now. So this is the sales quotation view. So when you do the sales quotation, the system will direct us automatically to the sales quotation stage. So in this stage also, now you have certain information you need to fill. The document date, the quotation validity. I mean, if you're giving 1 month validity to the quotation, or the customer wants 60 days validity, so all those things you need to set it up, create here the proposal due dates, right? Requested delivery date by the customer. Right. Then any other information that you may require, you can record it here. In our case, we need the number of months that we assume the implementation goes. So likewise, each customer, each sales team, they have their specific requirements. Those things can be recorded at the sales quotation level. Then we create the sales quotation. Here, these are the sales quotation lines. So based on the item, you can select your items, right, and do the quotations, right, quantity, right. So likewise, if you have any line discount, if any promotions going on, those line discounts will add. So the quotation you can prepare accordingly. Then what you need to do is you need to send this for approval. Send approval request. So we haven't set up a approval stage. So now it's on the open stage. Once the request, this quotation is approved, it will go to release stage. When it is approved only, you can send this to the customer. Now here also, now on the system, we have a standard, this is the quotation format, but in many cases, I mean, you cannot just take the quotation from the system and send it, because there are a lot of other information that goes along with the proposal. There are a lot of, technicalities, technical information, all those things. So what you can do is you use this format and get the approval from management, and using the pricing approved by the management, we can insert this into the proposal financial consideration section. There are instances we can do the quotation also on the system as a source document. Depends. So for those, we have to look at the feasibility and do it. But the best thing is, I mean, if it's not a very comprehensive proposal, if you can use the system quotation itself, it will be ideal. So then this is released. So the quotation is done. So any customer specific requirements, invoice related information, all those things you can mention, right? Best approved. Once the sales quotation is done, then you go and update. Okay. Quotation stage also completed. Then once the quotation is sent, then you can again go and update, right? So this is the proposal stage. It's done. Once a proposal is done, the amount we don't have to change it from here because from the quotation itself, it takes the pricing and updates here. Right? And say okay. So now the proposal had been sent. So we have the sales cycle status been updated, and it will be the time that you have got the customer. You discuss with the customer, and you may send some additional quotations as well. If you require quotation versions, you will change and send it again and again. So that process will go on. Then last stage would be the finalizing the quotation. So when you go to the, now once when you reach the last stage, when you're about to close, you have received the PO from the customer, then you go to the close. From here, when you're closing, it can be either won or lost. When you're closing, sometimes, I mean, you may not receive the purchase order. I was looking at the optimistic side, right? But you can lose it also. So if you are winning the deal, you can say we have won the deal, and you can give some reason codes. How we? Because it's strong pre-sale work. Because of strong pre-sales, we won this deal, right? When was the closure, right? So all these things can be done. So if you have lost the deal, and this in the same way, there are reason codes for inadequate knowledge of the customer, ineffective consultant, deal postponed indefinitely. So these are the reason codes you may have. So when you give those and close your opportunity, it will be very easy for you to analyze like how many won sales are there, how many lost, and then based on the reason codes, you will know because why you are losing, because of your pre-sale issue, whether it's the competitive market. So all those things can be identified. Competent consultant, we say we won. So the opportunity is closed. Once the opportunity is closed from here, the system will convert your customer into a sale. So thereafter on the ERP, the sales process will continue. So that is the opportunity card and how you handle your sales cycle with the opportunity. How you take your sales cycle through the opportunity. So if you have any questions, now would be the time to ask. So far, any questions?
Tafsila, there's a question in the chat box. Would you able to check?
Yeah, hold on. Yes, yes, Pratham. When a task is assigned to you, what happens is on your role center, you can see the activities that has been allocated for you, right? See pending user task, it's 0 right now. Somebody assigns a task to me, it will be here. You will see 2-3 tasks there, and you can just click there and do those tasks. I hope I have addressed your question. Then we will look into uh, some of the functionalities available here. I will not go into detail on this, but you can select at this stage from the CRM pre-sale module. You can create your sales prices. You can have your sales worksheets, different sales line discounts. All those things can be maintained on the CRM module. Then, as I mentioned, the sales cycle. Then your teams. If you have a sales flow, you can manage your sales workflow here. Then if you have any sales commissions, base reports can be generated from here, right? Sales statistics, your top 10 customers, all those things. Then the campaign. Campaign I'll take you through quickly, just to. So these are the campaigns. You may, as a sales team, you may do certain campaigns to increase your sales, maybe organize some event, then some offers, seasonal offers. So all those campaigns can be created here. So just I'll go into one campaign. So here you can set up a date for the campaign, how long you're going to have this campaign, for what purpose, whether it's when you're going to activate, start and end date, right? And then when you go to the campaign process, then you can see the campaign segments, right? On the segments, this is to this particular campaign, I have selected from the customer list, I have selected this number of customers to run this campaign. Right, so it's a for the small companies, I have a list of small company contacts here. So I have created this particular campaign, price promotion, and I have added these people to that list. Then I can send the campaign brochure something as a attachment to my mail, right? Send as attachment, and I can also do a follow-up mail to that campaign as well. So those things are possible in the campaign management on the CRM. Right? That's your campaign part. This is, I mean, these campaign setup and things like that, those are very specific to companies. So based on your requirements, we can set those up. And I'll just take you through briefly some reports that we have. Right, the sales pipeline. We have pipeline summary report. It is, that is the funnel, right? In each stage, we can get a summary report. Sales by just take you through it. We say we'll take the quarter, right? July 1st to September 30th. Opportunity type. Just what relevancy. So we are going to see the sales pipe. Opportunity type is not required. Yeah. There's no data, but you can see. So these kind of reports, if you have the data, you will see the hit rate, approximate closure, all those. This is very specific. I mean, what information you need to see, based on that we can create. And we also have a cold calling report, daily report, that your management wants to see how many calls you have made per day. So all those reports are there, which is very specific. I mean, these are developed for a specific purpose. So if the customer requires, our customers requires us from this CRM, we need these reports, we can develop and give. Right? Yeah, so that's kind of concludes our session. So if any of you have any questions, now would be the time to ask. Self-assigned task, do I get an alert? It is there still, it is there on your activity list. If you have assigned to make some calls for today, in my case, I also, I have a list, task list. If it's on the October 15th, I know for tomorrow I have this number of calls I have to make. It's there on my task list. It is, yes, it is integrated. I mean, Business Central and Outlook actually use Business Central as a, kind of a user client. Outlook is used as a Business Central client. So if you certain things that you want to do without going into CRM, you can do it through the Outlook itself. Certain mailers, sending mailers and things like that, you can do it on Outlook itself, because it is tightly integrated, because all are Microsoft applications. Analytics mean, do you mean reports, Ajanta? Sales analytics reports. Yes, so that's why I'm in here. Now there are CRM reports here, right? These are like cold calling reports, prospects, sales by lead. So these are, we have created very specifically for our requirements. So based on your requirement, if you need a report, we can create that and give you, custom develop and give you. The facilities there, we can already, there are like, detailed and summary reports are there. There's a cold calling list, so you can just sort out. There are some filtering you need to do, and you can do your own filtering, closed ones, you know by campaign number. There are many things that you can do. Well, if the data is being captured at any point on the CRM, it is easy to generate reports. Yes. Did I address your question, Ajanta? You have to make sure the certain points, anything by chart.
So Ajanta, you can unmute yourself and raise the question by verbal.
Yeah, charts are there here. I think so. This is our funnel. Sales funnel is there, right? On the funnel, you can see at each stage what are the, how many opportunities you have. At the bottom of the chart, funnel, only you have the hottest opportunities, which is about to close. You need to do some, action immediate. You need to take immediate action and see how you can close those. So that falls onto your bottom. At the same time, on the dashboards, you can have your top 10 customers, top 10 opportunities. All the dashboards can be set up at your in your role center. This, what we are looking at, is your role center. As soon as you log into the system, this is your workspace. So here you can add all those. See the number of calls I have made for the day, how many got qualified from that, how many not qualified. It can be weekly, monthly. The way you want, those insights can be created. This is the pipeline we are looking at. Then is here you can see the total number of company contacts I have assigned to that, how many contacts we have, if there's any duplication in my contact list, right? Then the open opportunities we have, that is what we are working on right now. From that, how many are there to close within next 7 days, any overdue opportunities, right? That is the date that we plan to close is over. Now we have to do something about it, so it's shown in red. Then closed opportunities, how many sales we have closed so far, the open sales quotations, open sales orders, active campaigns that is going on right now, right? So this is again a top 5 opportunities we have, right? Then these are the pending tasks. Whoever who has assigned me tasks, I can see it from here. Flow. Flow in the sense the workflow, is it?
You have showed the flow option, right? Is there
Yeah.
any?
Give me a moment. Manage flows. This is with your Active Directory. That is your organizational workflow, right? That is your, if you have a sales team, you can set it up accordingly. I think Tisum, if you can explain it a bit further, how the workflow works. Tisum?
Hello.
Yeah. Can you
Hello.
explain this flow, how it works, Tisum, on the CRM?
No, those are actually Takshila workflows. That
Yeah.
means mainly the approval workflows that where you can amend any approval. There are some standard approval workflows in the Navision engine system. So using those approval workflows, you can have some sort of a level of an approval.
Mhm. Does that answer your question, Patin?
Yeah, thank you, Daksha. Thank you, Daksha. That's fine.
Okay. So any of you have any questions, please you can just raise now, or you can just drop us an email. We will do a we'll get back to you on those. And meantime, our moderator will put a link here now. Just give us your feedback on what you think of today's session, and what are the things we need to improve in doing the sessions, so that it will be very helpful for us to organize our future sessions. So thank you very much for your support today and joining to our webinar. So if there's anything, and if you need any support, that is, if you need our us to get in touch with you and do a one-to-one session on the CRM, please let us know. Then we will get in contact with you and do the needful. So that concludes our session for today. Thank you very much, everyone. Yeah. So let's meet up on our next webinar. That is, we are planning to have it on next Thursday from 4 p.m. onwards on the inventory module. So we'll keep you posted on that webinar as well. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe. Have a good evening.